Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be continuing What If Kaguya Raised Naruto Remake Part, I think this is 3? Yeah? 3? Yeah. Okay. So, I last left this part off with, Naruto coming back to the village and seeing, the girl getting, I'm gonna name her Divine. I'm gonna just call her Divine. Yeah. I'm gonna just call her Divine. So Naruto comes back to the village and sees that Divine's getting messed with. Now, the reason why Naruto got so angry very quickly is because I forgot to call this out in my last part, but Naruto and the girl is emotionally connected. So Naruto already has, like, even though I didn't say anything about it, like I didn't state the obvious, but Naruto still had that current, like, neglect that he got from the village. So including that, his trauma and, her being an introvert and like just now being bullied. That, like, not only was Naruto mad, but he was like, he felt like her anger, not anger, but her sadness was the reflecting off of Naruto, which made Naruto angrier than what he was supposed to be. So now get into the story. So Naruto, after resonating, the girl, like, she stands up, like Divine stands up and she just pushes one of them away, but she doesn't push them away like they fall on the no, she pushes them like into a fruit stand, which draws a lot of attention. And then like Naruto walks over there and like then some Jonin came down and Kakashi runs over there and he's like, um, Naruto, you good? Like he's asking, are y'all good? And um shit. Itachi, he was, I'm gonna say he is like in the village for a little bit, let's say. Yeah, they came back to the village early. If they ever left the village. I can't quite remember, don't quote me on anything. So Itachi comes over there and he sees Naruto and he's like, yo, Naruto, like, you good? And Naruto like looks up at Itachi and was like, "Where were the people that were supposed to be escorting her around?" And Itachi's like, "Oh, I thought Hiruzen had took care of that." And the Jonin that were supposed to be, protecting her or just supervising her, jumped down and were like, we were supervising her." And Naruto was like, if that was the case, then why weren't y'all stopping those Genin from bullying her? And they were like, who really cares, Nine Tails? And they start walking away. And they were like, who cares? Like, you're back now. You can take care of her. And Naruto, like, now this is just him, like, just pure anger. Well, it's not anger. Well, it is anger, but, like, it's sensible anger, basically. So he uses that, and he uses his speed, and he gets, like, he pushes one of them to the ground, and he gets on top of him, and it's like, it's not about the fact that I can protect her. It's about the fact that you didn't do your fucking job. And the other Genin tried to pull, like, the other Genin tried to pull Naruto off, and Itachi was like, that's not a good idea. You see what he just did. That is not a good idea. If you value that arm, I will leave him alone. And Divine walks up to Naruto, because Naruto was really fucking pissed. So Divine walks up to Naruto and put her hand on his shoulder. Put your hand on my shoulder. Anyway, so like she puts her hand on his shoulder, and Naruto turns around and looks, and she's like, it doesn't matter. It didn't hurt. It doesn't matter. And Naruto gets off the dude and was like, I'm gonna go talk to Lord Third. And Naruto and the girl just fucking vanish. And Kakashi was like, bro, that gotta be Minato, son. Cause like this nigga just fucking disappeared. The only person I know that could do that shit was Minato. Like, come on, you can't. Itachi just put his hands like, hey, I don't know, and Sasuke in the background like, this is some OP overpowered bullshit. Hmm? I mean, yeah, I know I got the Sharingan. What the fuck? This nigga just moved fast enough to the point where Itachi couldn't even see this nigga, and Itachi's Itachi. Like the fuck, bro. And Naruto appears inside of Hiruzen's office, and I'm gonna say Konohamaru was like walking past, and he sensed like Naruto's overwhelming like chakra just in Hiruzen's like in the Hokage's office. So he goes and he looks and he sees that Naruto's in there, but he's just peering in. And Naruto's like very like he's like like he's talking to Lord Third as if he was like a little kid. He was like, why do people hate me? Like, is it because of the fox or like something of that caliber? Like, what's going on here? Just because the fox did something wrong doesn't mean that I did something wrong. You need to address your people because they keep treating me like this. For all they know, I could let the fox take control and blow this whole fucking village up. And then like Konohamaru, like the door falls open and Konohamaru just is laying there because he fell. And before he can even say something, Naruto, like the girl helps him up, but then Naruto and her just disappear. And when Naruto, like they get back to their house, and Kakashi and Itachi's girlfriend and Sasuke and Hinata are all, and Hinata's father. I'm gonna say and Neji. I'm gonna say Neji and Naruto has a pretty decent relationship. Pause. That sounded sus. But you know what I mean. Pretty decent friendship. So, like, they get there. Neji, like, Naruto, like, because Naruto doesn't use his front door. He uses the back door. Like, everybody that knows Naruto uses the back door. The only people that don't use the back door are people that Naruto don't trust or don't want them to use the back door. So, like, Naruto and the girl appears in the backyard. Well, Naruto and Divine appears in the backyard, and Kakashi was like, it took you long enough. And Itachi was like, bro, just because you strong and fast, don't mean you can disobey me. And Naruto was looking at him like, bro, what did I do? I just had to go take care of something. And Itachi reminds him that, bro, you are fucking 12. 12, fam. What are you going to go handle? You're not no damn adult. She is the same age as you. If anything, you're supposed to let me, Kakashi, or somebody else handle it, nigga. You use a little boy, use a little boy. And then Naruto was like, yeah, with the nine tails inside of him, and is also one of the strongest tailed beasts, meaning that if I could throw my weight around, I would. And the girl like grabs Naruto's shoulder and was like, relax. And Itachi was like, bro, I'm like 3.2 seconds away from putting your ass in an infinite Tsukuyomi. I'm gonna need you to take them words back real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And Sasuke was like, bro, I've never heard Naruto talk talk to Itachi like this. Like, what is going on with this man? Somebody has to have did something. And then Sasuke remembers the girl was getting bullied, but they never like Kakashi asks Naruto like, what was that y'all like that you were in? And Naruto was like, I don't know. I just saw her getting bullied and just lunged into action. And the girl was like, I don't know. I was kind of like, I felt sad, but I felt angry. And Naruto was like, I felt anger, but then I felt sadness. And fuck. Hinata's dad chimes in and was like, maybe your emotions bounces off of each other, like you're mentally or emotionally connected. And Kakashi was like, that can play good in certain roles, but can be devastating in others. And Naruto was like, explain. He was like, it could play good in a militaristic area, like let's say, I don't know, another war, like another ninja war kicked off, or you're on an assignment, and one of you feel uneasy, and the other one doesn't. You can calm the other person down by just feeling calm. But if y'all are in like a deep pressure situation, and one of you are very uneasy and the other one is relatively uneasy, you guys can mess up and ruin the and ruin the mission. And Naruto looks over and was like, damn, he's not wrong. But then Itachi was like, but we don't know the exact like ideals because we didn't get Naruto didn't get mad until he saw it. And then Naruto chimes in and was like, actually, I kind of felt it coming to the village, so it feels like, it felt like something was wrong. So Naruto, so Kakashi was like, maybe it's best if Naruto and the girl stay together rather than for them not to be on the opposite teams. And then Itachi was like, but we don't know if the girl has any dramatic, we don't know anything about her. And Naruto's like, I think I have a general consensus of what she can do. And Itachi looked over at Naruto and was like, bro, when did you get big brain? And Naruto was like, I don't know. So I'm gonna say like right now, just really quickly, I'm gonna say like a good decent 2 days pass, and what they're doing now is they're just testing out, in the Valley of Death. That way, people are out of harm's way just in case, Naruto's emotions get the better of him, and the Nine Tails decide to finally want to talk or do stuff with Naruto. So I can put my phone down. I'm using my headphones if y'all can't tell the difference. So, what they're doing is they're asking like Itachi is putting the girl under genjutsus that inflict pain, basically. Like slight pain, but pain nonetheless. And Kakashi has Naruto on like the far end of the Valley of Death, and he's seeing how far that would react. And the one time, like, it wasn't, they were doing mild signals, like it was mild pain, it was like small pain, mild pain, and then Itachi told her to take a deep breath in and put her underneath, not an infinite Tsukuyomi, but something similar to it, to the point where she felt like actual, like finna die pain, and she screamed, and Naruto was just there. And Itachi, you know, well, Kakashi, like he got there like 5 minutes after, and Naruto was just standing there, and Itachi was like looking at him. Like Itachi put Naruto under a genjutsu the minute that he saw him, because when Naruto got there was nothing but frustration in his eyes, like just pure and anger. And then Itachi had knocked Naruto out, and for the first time, Naruto had a talk with the Nine Tails. And that talk went something like this. So Naruto goes in like his mindscape, and he sees the Nine Tails, and the Nine Tails looks at Naruto and was like, "Oh, it's you. You're not like any average human. You're different." And Naruto was like, "Oh, and what are you supposed to be? The Nine Tails? Like, you're the reason why I don't even have a family right now. Am I not mistaken? Or you're the reason why the village hates me. Am I not mistaken?" And Nine Tails is like, well, actually, I was put underneath a genjutsu, and I was actually, even when I got released from the genjutsu, I was still mad because your people decided to capture me anyway. And Naruto's like, that's not the point. The point of the matter, the fact of the matter is that you did what you did. And the Nine Tails is like, I don't have time to talk to you. And Naruto's like, I don't care what you have time for. You're in me, so you'll do as I say. And the Nine Tails is like, okay. And then like Naruto gets like this weird like little calm gust of wind, and Naruto's like, oh, Nine Tails, is it? Do you have a name? And the Nine Tails look at him like, what happened to all that bravado, like all that big and bad? And Naruto's like, just answer the question. Do you have a name or not? And the Nine Tails look at him and was like, Karama. And My phone's on like 20%, so ooh, somebody's gonna be in the video. So yeah, Naruto basically tells like he's like, I'll keep that in mind, Kurama. After all, maybe we could become friends. And then Nine-Tails is like, wait a minute, really quickly. Why does your chakra is starting like your chakra? Well, he whispered like he thinks this. He's like his chakra is starting to remind me of the old man's. It's scary. Like it's beginning to become scary how similar his chakra is getting to the old man's. And then he leaves that plane of existence. And when he wakes up, Naruto like when he wakes up, and it's like 30 minutes after he was incapacitated. Naruto wakes up to the girl, like to Divine, standing over him. And she was like, you were out for a decent amount of time. We were actually starting to think Itachi may have knocked you out for good. And Naruto looked over at Itachi and was like, hey, you were getting a little too close and you were acting a little too stupid. I had to get you out of there real quick, coach. And Naruto was like, it doesn't matter. I'm done for now at least. And Naruto gets up and walks away, and the girl, like Itachi looks at the girl, and the girl's like, there's something calm about him now. Like, normally he was a little bit more, uppity. Now he's just calm, cool, and collected. It's almost eerie how calm he is. And Itachi was like, dearly noted. And Kakashi looks at Itachi and was like, maybe we should go tell Hiruzen. And the girl follows Naruto back to the house. But in like when they're walking through the village, Naruto gets some stairs, and Naruto's not even paying attention. Naruto this entire time has been walking with his eyes closed. And what he's doing is he's not relying on his eyes. He's bouncing his chakra because he has a large chakra pool. He's learning how to bounce his chakra off of things to see where it's at. Kind of like how a bat does with echolocation, how they make a noise and it shoots out and it's like a burst, and whatever bounces, like it'll bounce off something and then come back. It's basically what it's doing. He's bursting out chakra, it hitting stuff, and then it comes back to him. So he'll know what's what and where is it at. So he's just going throughout town like that. And some like little kid gets an idea to toss a rock at him. So they grab the rock and they throw it at him. And Naruto catches the rock and looks over at the kid and was like, it's not nice to throw rocks at people. Then he drops the rock and like the kid starts crying, and the Jonin, like there were a couple of Jonin near the little kid, and the kid was like, he hit me. And it being Naruto, they immediately believed that Naruto hit the little kid. And the girl was like, that's false. That's a false accusation. Naruto didn't hit anything. And Itachi was behind them, but he's masking his presence. He was a part of the Abu people, so yeah. Um, yeah. So he yeah. Itachi's watching this whole thing go down, and the Jonin was like, yeah, who cares? And they get close to Naruto, and Naruto's just still walking, and the girl is she's standing there arguing with the dude about how the little boy is lying, and like the girl, Divine, like tells him like you can't go around like just lying, and she's talking to the little kid, and the Jonin was like, who cares? And he pushes her off. He pushes her away and was like, no one's gonna believe the person that size with the nine tails. Naruto opens his eyes and they're like this bluish, like they're just like a clear blue, like I don't know how to explain it. Um, like a like a clear blue, like yeah. If you know what I'm going, if you know where I'm going with this, you know where I'm going with this. If you don't, you don't. I don't know. I don't really care. But yeah, Naruto like he opens his eyes and he turns around and he looks at the dude and he was like, "Why did you push her? She didn't do anything. I did." if I'm not mistaken, right, kid? And the Jonin was like, whoa, like, you know, you're just the Ninetales who was talking to you. I was talking to her. And Naruto was like, yeah, but she's my friend. Get away from her. And the Jonin was like, oh yeah. So he picks her up, but he picks her up by the hair. And Naruto's getting like just like angrier and angrier by the second. So before like Naruto starts emanating the fucking chakra again, um, Itachi goes and he grabs the girl. Like he grabs Divine and was like, that's not how you hold somebody by their, but you can't just pick people up by their hair. And Itachi is like captain, like I don't know how to explain it. Like he's a high ranking Jonin. Like he's captain level. Captain like his own like little squad of Jonin. So he's known. So the Jonin was like, oh, sorry. Like, yeah, and Naruto, like, the Jonin was like, oh, don't worry. Well, Itachi's like, oh, don't worry. You won't have your position after this, after I get back to my house. You don't have to worry about that. Your family will no longer be supported by that. You might as well go look for a job in the workforce, but not as a Jonin. So your useful skills are put to nothing. And he walks away, and Itachi puts her down, and she's like, "Thank you." And Naruto closes his eyes, and Itachi looks at Naruto like, "Yo, Naruto, what was that?" And Naruto's like, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about." And it wasn't anything special. Naruto was just running his chakra through his eyes. Yeah. So don't worry about him unlocking a new fucking power or anything like that yet. Naruto was literally just running his chakra through his eyes. The only thing that he can do now is amplify his speed and strength. That's it. Kind of like the lightning cloak. But yeah, anyway. So, Naruto. Mm-mm. So, Naruto, after like a decent amount of time, realizes that maybe he should actually like try to gain more control over his abilities. So, what he does is he tries to force it to unlock his ability by meditation, which is why he had his eyes closed for so long, and by trying to use the Nine Tails' abilities. So, like the ninth, like he goes, like they get home, and Naruto goes into his room, and he starts talking to the Nine Tails again, and the Nine Tails is like, I can confirm that there's another seal on you. I just don't know what the seal's for, and I can't get it off. I can weaken it, but I can't get it off. And Naruto is like, weaken it, and the Nine Tails is like, but you should know whatever seal this is, it's also connected to what do you call her, Divine. It's connected to her too, so if I weaken the seal on you, it's going to weaken the seal on her as well. And whatever's behind this seal is going to leak out of both of you, whether it be good or bad. And Naruto was like, I just want to see what's behind the seal in general, so do what you can. And the Nine Tails was like, okay. So the Nine Tails gets all rowdy, and everybody like can sense the Nine Tails getting rowdy, and Naruto's being covered in Nine Tails chakra, and the girl, she's starting to like feel a little woozy, and Itachi and Kakashi run, like they burst open the door of Naruto's room, and Naruto's engulfed kind of like in the foretell state of chakra, like it's just his body, and Itachi was like, we like, what are we supposed, like we can do something, like try to contain him, and Naruto was like, no, but like it was like a little scratchy. It was like, no, like something like that, like I got this, or don't worry about it. Yeah, I can't. I see. I could do it, but it's not like I don't want to get like too invested in the character. You know, I would be one of those people that voice lines everything like this, but no, I'm not. No, I'm just narrating what they say. So Itachi and Kakashi stand there, and Guy and like Guy Sensei and Guy Sensei and yeah, Guy Sensei gets there, and he's like, Kakashi, what's going on? We felt the Nine Tails chakra, and the Nine Tails is in Naruto, and Naruto's on your team, and this is Naruto's house, and there's a girl passed out in the living room, and Naruto's just sitting there, and the girl's sitting there, like, bro, what's going on here? And Naruto, like Kakashi turns around and shrugs his shoulders, like, we don't know, we're just making sure Naruto just doesn't go shit crazy and blows up the village, and Naruto, like the chakra goes away, and the Nine Tails is like, anyway, this will be the last time I'm helping you. And Naruto's like, I doubt that. Anyway. And Naruto's like, wait, why can't I wake up? And and the Nine Tails like, idiot, don't you remember what happened last time? When you unlocked a new ability or something like that? The seal weakened, you passed out, and you woke up with some new random ass ability. And Naruto's like, oh fuck, I can't. How many days are gonna go past, bro? Like, what the fuck? So only this time, since he forcefully weakened the seal, they were only out for like 30, 35 minutes max. And the only thing that he unlocked was just a little bit more of the chakra, because he forcefully did it instead of letting the timer tick down. I should make Kaguya just a little bit bigger back there. I could have edited that a little bit better in little strips of darkness right there. I could have got rid of that one, but I didn't. It sucks, but we live and we learn. Anyway. So after like those 2 days, and they wake up, and the girl the girl is mad at Naruto because she thinks she knows what Naruto did, and Naruto, like, before Naruto could even say anything, the girl looks at Naruto and was like, don't talk to me. And Kakashi was like, what do you do? And she was like, he used the Nine Tails to weaken the seal on the both of us to try to get some more power out of it. And Kakashi was like, the fuck, bro? Like, what? And Guy was like, weakening seals? You two have a seal on you too? Like, besides the Nine Tails seal? Naruto was like, yeah, it's a seal that got put on us by someone else. And there's some power hidden behind it that I want, and that I need to help get that person back down here. And Itachi was like, oh, you mean her, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, how did the seal get on you two in the first place? And Hiruzen sent some Anbu member down there to check to see if everything was okay. And Itachi reassured Lord Third Hiruzen that everything was fine. So after that, I'm gonna say they get assigned to the Zabuza mission. And when they get to the area, like, Naruto and Divine arrived early, and so did everybody. The only one that arrived late was Tazuna himself. So Tazuna gets in there, dumb, stupid, drunk, and starts talking this shit. But when he gets to Naruto, Naruto looks up at him and was like, if you worship your life, you would shut up now. And the girl looks at Naruto, looks at Tazuna, was like, he doesn't mean that. It's okay. And Tazuna was like, well, at least you have some common sense. And the girl, Divine, looks at Naruto and was like, why the fuck are you so mean all the time? And Naruto was like, why are you so calm all the time? Anyway, so they start walking. And when Demon Brothers show up, Sasuke and Naruto take out the Demon Brothers in tandem So when they launch out, fuck, Kakashi didn't have to do what he had to do, and Itachi was assigned to spectate Naruto and Divine. So when when Zabuza shows up and he realizes that there's a new person with them, Naruto pulls out his kunai and the girl, she's in the back. She's with Sakura keeping Tazuna safe. Well, Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi are dealing with Zabuza. And once Zabuza realizes that it's just going to be a little bit more difficult because he thought that the two getting that were with Kakashi were just pushovers, and they're not. Both of the two in the front with Kakashi are fairly skilled, and the other two in the back seem to be relatively okay when it comes to certain things. So Haku throws a Senbon and, quote unquote, kills Zabuza, and Naruto checks, and he still senses chakra within Zabuza. Like, that's moving, basically. Like, that's still alive, if that makes sense. So Naruto looks behind him because he knows he's not the greatest sensor ninja, and that's what he was working on. So, well, he was working on not using his eyes, but yeah, anyway. So he looks back to look at Divine, and Divine reassures him that that's exactly what's going on. But Naruto, not telling anybody, lets them leave, and they continue with the mission. And when they get to the bridge area, everything goes to canon up until like the glass mirror part. When the glass mirrors, when Haku uses his glass mirrors, Naruto isn't in the glass mirrors. In fact, it's Divine, because Divine pushed Naruto out of the glass mirrors to protect him. And when Naruto turns around, he sees Divine covered in like little Senbon. And that just taps, like, hits a string in Naruto that tears him. Like, he actually uses the Nagato's chakra instead of his own, which is the light blue chakra. So, yeah, that still kind of goes the same. And right before like Naruto could kill Haku, I'm gonna say Divine gets up and like grabs Naruto by the hair, of course, because it's not all sentimental. And she was like, I was only pretending to make sure like you wouldn't do anything stupid. And I guess you could do something stupid. You can let the Nagatos control you. And Naruto looks at her and he's still pissed, but he looks at her and he gets calm and he's like, oh yeah, whatever. And he's still covered in Nagato's chakra. And Naruto's like, you can take Haku and leave. We'll let you live. And Haku starts heading over there, like crawling over there to Zabuza because he's badly wounded. And Zabuza was like, get away from me. He was just a tool that was in use, and now that he's broken, I have no use for him. Naruto does his Taga no Jutsu. Percent by his phone on. It's on 20. Okay. Naruto does his Taga no Jutsu, and like little gang of people. Like little gang of people that came over the bridge at overpass or pass over. Basically, all the people on the other side of the bridge. Naruto like looks over there and he sees them and he's like, oh, guess we're gonna be fighting after all, for a little while at least. And Kakashi, Sasuke, Naruto, Divine, because Divine is actually a fairly skilled shinobi. Sakura, Zabuza, they all get up. They're standing there, and Zabuza was like, "This would be the last time This would probably like be the last time I ever work with you all." And Naruto's like, "Huh, I wouldn't count on it." Oh, he's like, "I wouldn't say that." Like they fight and they win. They win the fight. and the bridge is named the Great Naruto Bridge, like in canon, and they are on their way home. And when they get back to the Leaf Village, Kakashi starts telling them about the tuning exams, and that's where I'm gonna end this part off. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like. If you like my content, please subscribe. But yeah, peace out.